So you all might have noticed that not everyone loves annuities. In fact, some people say they hate them. What do you all think are some of the key reasons that this negative sentiment exists despite decades of research that kind of extol their benefits?
I think there's a lot of misunderstanding. There are very many different problems. There's a lot of confusion. Some are expensive. Some provide different types of features that consumers may not fully understand.
I'd like to add that I think part of the problem with people understanding annuities is that there is no such thing as a single annuity. I think that people really like what they do, but they do so many different things and in so many different ways. People actually really like annuities and they like what they do for them. I really strongly believe that, even if we don't love the word annuity, and we're stuck with it. So let's just embrace that.
From my perspective, the word annuity is incredibly ambiguous, right? I think that when you say something like an ETF or mutual fund, you have an idea of what that means. But annuity, people don't understand that there are all different types of annuities out there. You have fixed index annuities, you've got registered index annuities, you've got variable annuities, you've got immediate annuities, you've got deferred annuities. You can have this long list.
The bottom line is that oftentimes what clients are looking for is clarity about how much income they can spend. They want a certain amount of security when it comes to the volatility of that spending over time. They don't want to fear potentially running out, and they might want a certain amount of asset preservation. So they might want some of the features that annuity products can provide that provide downside protection on their retirement portfolio.
My answer is long. So you go. Just say something cute. I don't know. That's your brand. Cute.
The purpose of insurance is to provide a better outcome when things go south. The whole goal of life is not necessarily wealth maximization. The whole goal of life is to live better. Any economist would tell you that it's efficient to get rid of an idiosyncratic risk. You build a diversified portfolio instead of putting all your money in one stock to get rid of that idiosyncratic risk. Why not do the same thing with your retirement portfolio?
There are so many different solutions available through annuities and so many different structures, ways of providing some kind of value to the client. And then what that exactly is varies quite a bit. Complexity is actually very valuable to the clients potentially, because what it can do is it can create the ability to really fine tune the value of a product so it's acutely good for a specific scenario.
A good question is, why are they so complex? And I think the answer is because that's what consumers want. They want a combination of longevity protection, they want some liquidity, they want some potential opportunities for gains in their investment within the annuity structure. All of these are difficult to provide without a certain amount of complexity. We've done some research on annuity pricing and have found that for simple products where you're simply buying lifetime income, the expenses are very low.
First and foremost, everybody gets paid for the stuff that they do, right? And people get paid differently, right? And that's even true for annuities, right? But in the insurance companies that operate these things, they have all kinds of internal expenses, and they're putting money on the line, actually quite a bit of money on the line behind these products. The amount really varies significantly depending on what it is that they're assuring. Insurance
companies aren't going to last very long if they're issuing products or, issuing annuities, whatever it's going to be called. They lose money on average. But it's funny, I have life insurance and I don't get angry because I didn't die last year. I have disability insurance, it's cool that I'm still fully functioning for the most part. I think the problem is how we've positioned the way that you save for retirement and then fund that spending. People just have this expectation of, I have to have this big balance I can access when you really don't, right? I think that the best ways to create income are liquid because it does provide that certainty of income.
What do you need that liquidity for? And if that's part of the deal, if that's part of the exchange, and you're saying, I'm handing over liquidity to you, insurance company, so you know that you're managing this and I'm never going to get my money back, then they're able to do more and give you more. But it just has to be in a situation where you say, I don't need that optionality of getting the money back. I don't have some other use for it.
Imagine that you have a wheelbarrow full of bricks of cash, and you have to pick up a brick of cash and pass it to a version of yourself in the future. So the 80-year-old version of you gets a pack of cash, and the 90-year-old version of you gets a pack of cash. And so at the beginning, you have to decide which versions of you in the future get the cash. And then you pass it to that version of you, but you can't spend it because you've already allocated it for the 95-year-old version of you. So that money is not, it may be sitting in an account somewhere, but it's not necessarily liquid because it has a goal, it has an obligation.
Time travel and annuities, this is going interesting places today.
I'm supposed to be cute.
You're killing it. What is the one most important thing that you want everyone to know about annuities?
I think it's really important for people to understand that annuities can do a lot of different things and fit into a client's portfolio and their goals differently. And it's really worth spending some time to learn about that because you can improve outcomes for clients, you can improve satisfaction. And these are really great tools. And obviously not every single tool in the toolbox is going to be right for every single client. I don't think annuity manufacturers or, people who are really fond of them like us, we don't believe that they're all right at the same time. But it's definitely worth spending some time to learn more about it.
I think the one thing people should remember about annuities is that the value that they provide is insurance. They're all about protection against risks. And the goal of the advisor is to be able to identify what those risks are when it comes to creating a lifestyle in retirement and select some sort of a combination of investments and product solutions that do the best job at protecting against those risks when it is efficient and in the client's best interest for them to choose a route that incorporates protection.
Retirement is the most expensive purchase that a household's ever going to make, right? You're going to have a very large lump sum that you accumulate over your lifetime. Figuring out how to utilize that most effectively to create income in retirement is very complicated. The more knowledge that you have as an advisor and the more tools you have access to help clients accomplish that goal, the better they're going to do. And so I think that the more that you think about what strategies should I be using, I think that you can't not be thinking about annuities in all their forms because they will help some clients, they won't help all clients, but those that they do help, they can help significantly.